in the Liberty game, yeah.
Were you able to pinpoint the time in the Liberty game that happened, or you were just?
No, definitely early in the game, but I couldn't tell you the exact play something occurred on, and could have.
What's up, World Hoopers, and welcome back to the channel. Get ready because we're diving headfirst into a WNBA saga that's got everyone talking, a story so cinematic, you'd swear Hollywood scriptwriters were behind it.
And, try to play a little bit better and give yourself as great, and you have an opportunity to come back the next game and, try to play a little bit better and give yourself a chance to take it back home and win.
We're talking about the latest clash that saw Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever descend upon Chicago and absolutely dominate, leaving the sky in their wake and proving once again that star power isn't just about what you do on the court, but what you bring to the entire arena. Remember that cringeworthy Reebok campaign where Angel Reese tried to flex with her "Come to Your Trap, Take Over Your Trap" slogan during All-Star Weekend in Indy? Yeah. Well, congratulations are in order because Caitlin Clark didn't just come to the trap. She stomped in, took over, flipped the lights on, and ran the place like she owned it.
Your legs, and then today we'll have a practice, we'll watch more film, there'll be more recovery stuff, but like the turnaround time is very quick, but it is for them too.
All while Angel Reese was, shall we say, mysteriously absent from the spotlight, nursing yet another conveniently timed injury. It's almost too ironic, isn't it? Clark came into Reese's supposed territory and made it her own stage, all while the so-called hometown star vanished when it mattered most. The scene outside the United Center in Chicago was pure pandemonium. It was a full-blown fan frenzy, the kind you see for rock stars rolling into town. People were showing up just to see her. Caitlin Clark, the damn Beatles of basketball, spent 20 minutes signing autographs, making her way 2/3 of the arena, literally signing hundreds of them. There were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans. A striking visual testament to Clark's unparalleled drawing power. This wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon. While Clark was out there signing over 200 autographs, smiling with kids, taking pictures with families, and basically turning the sidewalk into a Fever fan convention, Reese was nowhere to be found. Allegedly out with a back injury that, frankly, no one's actually buying. Instead, Reese was reportedly too busy dropping cryptic social media posts, trying to control a narrative that had already slipped through her fingers. Now, this is the real version of walk in your trap and take over your trap. Look at the sheer number of Fever jerseys in the crowd. You'd hate Caitlin too if you were on the other side of that. And wasn't this supposed to be Barbie night in Chicago? Caitlin walked in and took over, and here's the kicker. She didn't even play. The so-called trap Angel Reese claimed was hers got straight up hijacked, not by force, but by pure talent, undeniable grace, and genuine star power. If you're watching all this unfold and finally seeing the clear difference between manufactured hype and actual greatness, go ahead and hit that like button and comment, "I've got the fever." Because what happened next only widened the gap between Clark and Reese. The contrast between these two couldn't be more humiliating for Reese if someone had storyboarded the entire day to showcase her irrelevance. On one side, Caitlin Clark, injured mind you, is out there giving fans everything they came for and more. On the other side, Angel Reese, supposedly the face of Chicago, is literally a ghost during the most anticipated weekend of the season in her own city. This is what happens when a player tries to ride the wave of someone else's fame without doing the work to build their own foundation. Eventually, the truth peels back the filters and exposes who's built to last and who's just cosplaying as a superstar.
At the end of the day, I'm here to play basketball, and that's my job. That's what I'm going to do. I was excited. Honestly, the review took too long for me. I wanted to get playing basketball again.
And here's the part that truly cements the difference. Caitlin Clark didn't even play. She didn't need to. Her impact is so massive that just her presence causes chaos in the best way. Meanwhile, her Fever teammates decided to make their own statement on the court. Money Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Kelsey Mitchell in particular showed up like she had a point to prove and zero patience for nonsense. From the opening minutes, Mitchell lit up the floor with confidence and purpose, drilling three-pointers from every zip code in the Windy City and finishing the night with a scorching 35-point masterpiece that included 7 buckets from deep. She was 7 for 10 from beyond the arc. From the jump, 8 quick points, you knew. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. This might be her game. Let's keep the hot hand in. Let's keep the hot hand going. Let's set her some big body screens. Get her open. Kelsey Mitchell did it all. She got to the rack, she got to the free throw line, carving up the defense, looking like a little snake how she just slithers in and out of that defense. Kelsey Mitchell, salute to you. This wasn't just good basketball. This was a public service announcement. Mitchell turned enemy territory into her personal gym, making it very clear that the Indiana Fever aren't just Clark and friends. They are a real squad. And what made it even more satisfying was the fact that they did it all without Caitlin running the offense. This win proved something vital. Indiana has more than one weapon. With Clark on the sideline, Mitchell picked up the torch and carried the entire franchise like a player who knows exactly what's at stake. She didn't blink. She didn't hesitate. She dropped a gem of a performance that said loud and clear, "Don't sleep on us just because Clark's in street clothes." She lit them up. She was on fire. She couldn't miss. Everything was in the flow of the offense, effortless. We got to give love to Kelsey Mitchell. 12 of 19 from the floor, 7 of 10 from 3, 35 points straight. Stirring the pot. She was cooking their behinds today. Kelsey Mitchell was on one. She was a plus 25 for the game. The Chicago Sky, on the other hand, are a flat-out joke. This team is terrible. Aaliyah Boston didn't just show up, she dominated. Her 14 points and 11 rebounds weren't flashy. They were decisive. She owned the paint from the opening whistle, turning Chicago's interior into a disaster zone. Their bigs couldn't cope with her footwork, her physicality, or her basketball IQ. Every possession she was involved in looked like a tutorial on how to make elite players look ordinary. Cardoso running the floor gets denied by Boston, returning the favor. Boston finds a cutter. It's Timpson who lays it in. That ends an 11-0 run. Here's Mitchell, flips it in. Wide open. Boston tracks it back down. Off to Boston, backdoor, Mitchell the cut, and the finish. Tough bucket from Kelsey Mitchell to get Kelsey Mitchell. And while Boston was dismantling Chicago's front court, Ari McDonald delivered off the bench yet again, dropping 10 timely points and playing like she was born for these big moments. Remember, McDonald wasn't even part of the original blueprint this season, but now she's writing chapters in Indiana's success story. But what really stood out in this one wasn't just the box score, it was the sheer control. Indiana didn't fluke their way into a win. They owned the tempo, dictated the flow, and crushed any glimpse of momentum the Sky tried to build. Every time Chicago flirted with a comeback, Indiana slammed the door in their face. They didn't just win, they sent a message. A professional, calculated, and ruthless performance from start to finish. Here's Mitchell, who has 15 in the quarter and a season-high 6 made threes. Foul will fire and hit at the horn. Big finish to the third from Indiana. That final score, 93-78, flattered Chicago. If we're being honest, it felt more like a 30-point beatdown. The Fever dominated in every meaningful metric. Shooting efficiency nearly 50% from deep compared to Chicago's miserable 31%. Rebounding 42-35 in Indiana's favor. Assists, defense, energy, you name it. And here's the kicker. They did it all without their franchise player on the floor. That's what real contenders do. They don't make excuses. They adapt, step up, and wipe the floor with inferior opponents no matter who's missing. And speaking of inferior, let's talk about Chicago. This was supposed to be their bounce-back game. They were at home. Their season was on the brink, and they had every reason to bring intensity. Instead, they wilted. They looked totally overwhelmed by Indiana's execution and aggression. That kind of gap isn't just numbers, it's culture. It's preparation. It's mindset. Yep, the really good thing about having quality depth is when you don't have it, somebody else does. And KK, way to step up, Chloe. Great job coming in. Lex, way to come in and make an impact. Indiana's bench was another storyline that deserves applause. Michaela Timpson and Lexi Hull gave crucial minutes that kept the engine running. These aren't just warm bodies filling gaps. These are players who keep the standard high while giving starters room to breathe. And that's key during this playoff push. You can't run stars into the ground. The Fever's ability to rotate and maintain intensity is what makes them dangerous. Their 17 forced turnovers were a masterclass in defensive disruption. The Sky were constantly uncomfortable, constantly scrambling, and constantly behind. Indiana run after Chicago had cut it to 2, poked away by Timpson. There's the deflection. Off to the races. Timpson finishes strong, forcing a timeout from Chicago. A 9-0 Indiana run, and the lead is back to 11. Mikayla Timpson, the rookie, all season long, when she's got minutes here and there, has made the most of them. We've seen it on the offensive end. And then here, just getting your arms in the passing lane, the deflection, finishing a tough look. This isn't just about one bad game for Chicago either. This was their 5th straight loss. Injuries, rotations, coaching chaos, it's all crumbling. What was supposed to be a playoff caliber roster is now clinging to relevance. They aren't just losing games, they're losing belief. Their body language is off. Their execution is a mess. And their coach looks like they're watching a slow-motion implosion they can't stop. The front office has to decide. Blow it up or pretend a miracle's coming. Because at this rate, they'll be lucky to finish above teams that aren't even trying to make a deep run. Meanwhile, Indiana looks like they've cracked the code. Stability, structure, strategy. The Fever are building something real while Chicago is patching holes on a sinking ship. This game wasn't just a win for Indiana, it was a clinic, a power move, a glimpse at what championship-level culture looks like. For Chicago, it's a mirror showing every flaw, every crack, every excuse. They didn't just lose, they were exposed. And when you dig deeper into the stats, it gets uglier for Chicago. They got out-rebounded 42-35. That's not about size, it's about effort. Indiana didn't tower over them. This was about hustle, about wanting it more. The Fever's 22 assists to Chicago's 17 also highlight the stark difference in ball movement and team play. It was a complete dismantling. So World Hoopers, what did you think of this epic showdown? Did Caitlin Clark's off-court presence prove more impactful than Angel Reese's on-court absence? Is the Fever officially a contender, even without Clark playing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow hoop fanatics, and subscribe to World Hoop for more unfiltered basketball analysis and drama. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Until next time, keep hooping.